Hey guys, welcome back to WagerTalk TV. My name is Andrew McInnis, joined by Dave Cokin. I apologize for the late start. Technology is being technology for the moment, and was forced to have a computer update right before the show started. Things will do what they'll do. We'll get going with our KBO show. For myself personally, just off the one play, one winner with the Kia Tigers. I got a 3-run home run shot in the top of the 9th inning to get the job done. It was tied going into that, so nice to be on the right side of a home run win like that. Dave, I believe you got yourself back in the win column as well. How you doing?
I had the under in that game, so it worked out to be fairly easy. Although the 3-run shot in the top of the 9th meant I had to get a good bottom of the 9th, and I did. Some good games last night. You had Jokic finally got touched up, gave up a 3-run homer. They're down 3-0, but just bad pitching in the I think it was the 5th inning or the 4th inning for the NC pitcher. He walked 3 guys and then gave up a hit. You cannot walk the bases loaded. That got him 2 runs. Then the Dinos bullpen did its usual bad job, and they got smashed. And that brings up a big game tonight. One of the 5 will cover.
Definitely. All right, we'll get right into it. We won't waste any time. First game up on the docket, LG Twins taking on the Lotte Giants. Well, Dave, I'll say one thing before I throw it over to you, because I love bouncing off each other and listening to what you have to say, and I keep a lot of that stuff in mind. And one of the things was that what you said about last week about Samsung after that loss they had, how they're going to kind of go into a little bit of a rut. And I listened to what you said and tried to make some profit off that. Well, here's kind of the opposite type thing here. You mentioned that LG might get a little bit hot. I said I didn't want to have anything to do with them. However, I know it's just one game, but when your one game is 9 runs and we get a pretty decent pitching performance, to say the least, out of that, I tend to think to myself, you know what, maybe they will be turning things around and get things going here. And it seems to, work out pretty well after a quality game. They have one of their best pitchers, 4-1 record on the mound here tonight. Not an ace by any means, but a guy that's going to go out there and jung and throw out some quality pitches. My question to you is that with the way we've seen this Twins team play for the past week and a half to 2 weeks, they get one strong win, a decent pitching matchup now on the mound. Is this favorite spot really what it should be? I mean, the way that the line is moved, is that necessary, Dave?
Yeah, I can make a case for it. Jung's been really good. He's a former reliever who they've converted to a starter, and he's having a great season. And what they're doing is they're spacing out his starts so that he doesn't wear down. And he's had 6 straight decent starts. That's a positive all the way. The Giants send out Zhang, and he just, he's an old pro. I mean, he's been around forever. I think he's 37 or something like that. And he's a very fringy guy. And he's been back and forth between the minors and majors this year. He's done well at the minor league level, not so good at the major league level. Doesn't get any strikeouts. He's got to be crafty. He's up against the lineup.
Very few strikeouts for him.
4 in 15 innings. That's not real good. I think there's a big pitching edge for the Twins in this game, and I think that's why the price is where it is. Mm-hmm. And look, at some point, this Twins lineup is going to start connecting. I think they're not the best team in the league. I don't think they're a top 2 team, but they're in that next level. And I think you're going to start to see them, maybe not immediately, but there's some buy signs on this team. And I think they've got a good chance to get a win tonight.
You mentioned yesterday about how they figured out Ramos a little bit, and it's going to be important to get some depth and get some hitting throughout the lineup. I think that once we start seeing that happen, this team will be a team to not to be messed with. It's just a matter of not having to rely on 1 or 2 guys. And if we can see a good performance in this series and moving forward in the later half of the week, I'll start to feel better about this LG Twins team. I'm looking at the over 5.5 team total in this one. I think it's just, first of all, I think that if they win, they're going to go over that number. And I think it's a way better price at the -110 or 115 versus laying the juice here on the money line or even the -1.5 price. So that's kind of my thought process, is that if they're going to win the game, they're going to go over the 5.5 team total. Quick hello to V. Barry, Daniel, John, JV, Vlad, Alex Lee. We've got Robert here, Dave, saying, love these KBO bullpens, make live betting later in the game a lot easier. We can't argue that. I wanted to just quickly, don't want to spend too much time on it, but I have my UFC play up. It's a 5% play, 9-2 run for plus 27% net gain. If you haven't already jumped on it, make sure you head over to the website, wagertalk.com, and grab that play. It's my best bet of the night. Midweek UFC action going off tonight. You going to be watching it all, Dave?
Yeah, sure. John Anik will be there, my buddy. He's voice of UFC and says it's pretty good out at Fight Island. And I'll definitely be watching and probably tailing a few of your picks and some others as well. I'll mention the only thing I have for sale right now. I do have a play tonight in KBO, but it's subscribers only. So if you have a package, you get it. Otherwise, you won't. But I do have the 3 outrights up for the Memorial that starts tomorrow. Up 58% net on the golf, all on one play.
I know. I saw on your advertisement on the website, and I was just thinking how cool that can be because how long was it for 3 weeks that you did that for? Right, you weren't releasing because you released matchups at first.
I only did matchups early, and then I stopped doing it. I said I'd rather go with the outrights because that way you can play the guys that I'm playing outright in matchups and not have to buy different packages. You just buy one package and that's it. So it's $19. You get all 3 of the guys I have outright this week. I think I'm 1 in 17. But that's all it takes.
You just need to hit one.
You win 1 every 6 weeks or so at a decent price, and you're ahead pretty good. And I like the 3 I've got up this week, so it's $19. You get all 3 of those plays. Let's talk about the Dinos and the Heroes, the big series, and it's 2-0 Heroes. So far, the lead's down to 3.5 games. So this is, I'm not going to call it a must-win.
Big series.
The Dinos don't want to get swept. And they've got one of their aces on the mound tonight, Rasinski. So they need him to come up big in this game. They need to get some damage done against Moon. It's probably going to be a bullpen game, though, for Kiwoom. And one thing to factor in here is that their 2 studs in the bullpen have each pitched in each of the first 2 games. So I don't know about their availability here. And Kiwoom, this is gravy if they win this game. They've already won the series. So, it's kind of steep. But I don't think I want to fade the Dinos here.
Well, Dave, I want to ask you because we've been wondering about this NC Dinos bullpen. However, with this game, we have Rasinski as the starter, right? He's a guy. So I take a look right now at my book, and it's actually a really, really expensive price to lay the money line with the first 5 and even the -0.5 run first 5. So if you want Rasinski, you got to lay that number, and you got to also go with the -0.5 run. However, like you said, if we take a look at the guy that we're getting, Moon for Kiwoom, he hasn't been pitching deep. It's going to be a full bullpen game for this team. I think it's a bet on spot. Unfortunately, it's better if you've got on it early versus later. I feel like this number will continue to climb as the night moves on. What was it? What was the opener, Dave? Like -160?
No, it's -200.
The opener?
Yeah. What I call the widely available opener.
For the Diamond?
Yeah.
What do you see right now for it?
Oh, I don't have my screen up. So
it must have gone. Okay, well, I saw
probably gone down a bit. I don't think it's gone down a bit.
Okay. I was confused. I thought it went the other way.
No.
But yeah, no, I think that you have to look at Rasinski in this spot, but it's just a matter of what we've seen from Kiwoom, their batting performance this morning. Does that give us any confidence to just go jump out right here? Because the number one thing that was always great about the Dinos was that even if they didn't have a great pitching performance, they were going to put up some runs for you. Now they got a team that's doing both. They're at back-to-back, but the good thing, like you said, Dave, we had back-to-back great guys. The Joker, this could be maybe a letdown spot. And if I'm Kiwoom, I'm still happy with the 2-1 series win. I think this is actually a decent spot here for NC Dinos, and I think the price is pretty good here. No pressure on Rasinski. However, they do need to get a win here to protect it. I feel like it was just like 2 weeks ago that we saw the Dinos with a massive, massive first place lead. That slipped a little bit now. It's not as big as it was once it was. That's for sure. Nothing really too much for me on this game. I like the Dinos to keep things going here. I actually have a slight lean to the under, though, under 10, but I'm not really going to take an under in this series. It's like me and you, what we talked about on yesterday's show. When did the game open up? The 6th or the 7th inning it opened up? It's just hard to take a full game under in this league. Next game up, we won't waste any time. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that line has dropped 35 cents, by the way.
Okay. Well, then maybe it's the opposite of what I was saying. It's you'll be comfortable getting it now than versus what you would have
Well,
before.
I think it makes sense that it's dropped. That was overpriced. $2 was too high. It's probably where it should be right now.
Yeah. SK Wyverns, Doosan Bears. This one here, look, this is like a minus 400. This is something that I don't want to be involved in. Look at Flexen. I mean, look at 6 runs. I earned run against Hanwha. Comes back, has a solid game. 6 strikeouts, 1 earned run, only a few hits against Lotte. This is still a guy that I'm not jumping out of bed to bet. Are you?
I'm not going against Flexen.
I'm not, but I'm not laying this price with
Well, no, I'm not going to lay $4. No, but this is a game they should win going away. I mean, the thing you look at here is probably the team total over, because SK's got a weak pitcher on the mound, and it's a bullpen game in all likelihood. I can't see Bake going more than 3 innings or so.
Yeah.
By the way, 15. What is it? 9 innings pitched, 9 walks, and he's given up 4 homers.
Wow,
that's not very good. And Flexen's been Flexen's been solid. He's given up 3 or less runs in 10 of his 11 starts. It looks like a walkover game for Doosan. This would be a stunning upset, but $4. So
current team total at 6.5. I'll tell you what,
I think they got a good chance to go over that.
I'm more comfortable laying the minus 2.5 than I am with the team total. But I mean, it could be one or the other or both at this point. But this is a game that I wasn't too enthused to grab just based off SK. I mean, look what they did this morning. Alcantara continues to pad his stats. Now a 9-1 record for this guy, and he hasn't really slipped up. No matter who he's played.
No, he's throwing real well. His command's been excellent. If you can throw a little bit hard and throw strikes in this league, you're going to do pretty well. Yeah.
Next game up here, Kia Tigers, Samsung Lions. This one here, actually, I believe you said you were on the under for your free play. I might go right back to the under here, and I think it's shaded to the over here, but I might go right back to the under 10 in this one, Dave.
I don't have much in this game. Yang's been bad his last couple of starts. He's had one good start against Samsung and one that wasn't so good. The problem for Kia is they don't hit lefties, and that's so that's a bit of an issue. And they don't play. They can't hit on the road. They're just a bat. It's weird. I mean, the baseball's the same size, the bats are the same, but they hit at home and they can't hit on the road. So it sounds like it's mental with this team. I can't back them at this price, and really have no interest in the Samsung pitcher who's just. I mean, his metrics.
I've actually had a tough read on this guy, Dave.
There's not much to read because he hasn't pitched much, but the metrics for what he has, they're not very good. I don't know that he's ready yet. So it looks like it's going to be a game where you get a lot of bullpen action, and those do have a tendency to get over, even if they start off slowly.
Take a look here at the first 5. First 5 innings. Wow. This might actually be a play for me. I didn't look at this before, to be honest with you. This is just completely on the spot for anybody watching. Under 6, first 5 innings here. Kia Tigers, Samsung Lions. We've seen both these teams start slow. Might be a look for me here, actually, on this one. I figured we'd see a 5.5 for this one, but a 6, I don't think we've seen too many of those.
No, that's a big number.
Jacob Werner here saying home road splits are so crazy for Kia.
Yeah.
Kia and a lot of teams, but specifically them.
I think Kia more than anybody else. It's Kia. I mean, it's just 2 different teams.
Yeah, we'll look to capitalize on it when we can. Last game up here, Hanwha taking on the KT Wiz. What a game this morning, Dave! Oh my God, the battle of the Kims and a 7-3 marginal victory for the Hanwha Eagles.
Yeah,
and we've got Quavis versus Kim Min Woo. For the Thursday morning slate, Thursday morning action. Kim Min Woo not pitching too deep into games, averaging 5 innings, 5 1/3 per start.
However, but not bad in his last 3.
He's not looking too bad in his last 3 or 4 contests. And Quavis, he's a guy coming off a solid one. I remember I cashed a ticket with him the last time he was out there. And we take a look at this total here. I think we might get an under night. I'm looking at the under 9.5 here. I know it's KT, but you got to look at how Hanwha scored 7 runs. When's the last time they had back-to-back games with big amount of runs?
Yeah, it's 10, by the way. I'm seeing 10 across the board. I think you look more to the first 5 under. I don't want to trust either bullpen, and you saw what happened last night. There were a lot of runs scored late in that game. But Kim he's pretty good his last 3 starts. And he doesn't go deep in the games, but he knows that going in. He's basically go out there and pitch 5 innings and keep us in the game.
That's not bad, though.
No. I mean, if you're considering first 5s, and Cuevas has been pretty effective in 3 of his last 4 starts. He had 1 good effort against Hanwha earlier and 1 bad effort. But, he's not a world beater, but I think he's got a good chance to shut down this lineup. And so to me, I would not trust the under for 9 innings, but I might trust it for 5.
Yeah, Johnny Outlaw pointing out to me, which makes me feel kind of stupid, but I honestly didn't check the first 5s today because I didn't think I had too many leans towards it. But he said all the games are set on 6 for the first 5, minus the Wiz game. And we've seen some 4.5s, we've seen some 5s.
Actually, yeah, I'm seeing that Eagles Wiz are 5, first 5, and everything else is 6.
Yeah, that's what he's right saying. So. Yeah, we'll see, because like you and I are both saying right now, some of these spots, if you're looking to play an under in this league, they might be setting us up for it, because the first 5 might be the best opportunity versus the full game, like we saw in, what was it? There's 2 games. Yesterday was the Dinos game, and even the Bears game. Look at that game, got a little bit out of control, and we saw some runs, late.
It went back to normal yesterday after Tuesday was a weird day where everything stayed under except 1 game, and that just barely got over. But yesterday was kind of a return to normalcy. And as the bullpens get more stretched out, as the week progresses, you'll probably see more late inning scoring. That's been kind of the way it's been all season in this league.
Right. So I'll just have 1 pickup. I'm going to actually take the Dave Cokin approach for the next little while. I'm on an 8-2 run in the KBO, so going to try and keep that rolling. Just one a day for at least the advertised plays at the website. Dave has some golf action coming off that 36-1 victory. It was a good feeling, Dave. I was traveling back from cottage country, and I was talking with you on the phone. I didn't even know what was going on, what the deals were with the golf. So I was happy to hear you won that big ticket, and I'll be getting your future bets off you as well for the weekend if you don't mind.
Yeah, I was going to win either way, because and I think it's the first time it's ever happened for me. The playoff, I made 4 outrights last week, and 2 of them didn't make the cut. The other 2 were in the playoff, so I was going to cash no matter what with Thomas or Morikawa. But obviously, I got about 3 times the money on Morikawa, so it worked out really well. And that was it couldn't have come at a better time, because I had a really, really bad week in KBO. I mean, I sucked. There were some tough losses, but the
great time for it then. Great time.
It's stupid. I ended up having a winning week with basically only 1 winner, because I couldn't. But that's when you hit a long shot, it's kind of like being at the racetrack. If you hit a 20-1 shot, you're going to have a winning day. This week, I'd like this to be turned into a heater, where I nail 2 in a row. That'd be good. We've been close every week, really, with one of the outrights. And it was nice to break through last week. So we'll see what happens there, and hopefully a winner tonight for you and for me in KBO. And good luck with the UFC.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Everyone out there in the chat box, Zach Davis, Johnny Outlaw, Jacob, Jeffrey, Robert, Alex, hit the like button on this video. Check out my UFC play at WagerTalk.com if you're interested. Dave, good luck with your wagers. Have a great night to all of you, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time as usual, 4 p.m. Eastern for the KBO betting show.
All right, and